So some of you guys were kind of curious how I am super good at jailbreak on mobile, and today I'm going to be explaining how I was very good at jailbreak on mobile. So let's go ahead and get started. Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Mr. Vince, and today I'm going to explain how I am very good at jailbreak on mobile and the secrets behind. So if you enjoy, leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never have to miss a video. And the reason why you should subscribe to my channel is because only about 5% of my viewers are subscribed. So hit the subscribe button or else there will be a spider under your bed tonight. So anyways, now it was actually back in May of 2020, and I'll explain. So back in May of 2020, we had a new system on mobile known as Tap to Shoot. Now, Tap to Shoot was an actual mobile feature that was added for a very long time, approximately 3 years before its removal in May of 2020. Now, after the update got released, mobile players had a harder time, using, the new gun system because it basically destroyed how the mobile gun system works. A lot of mobile players had stress using the gun system because mobile players were forced to press a button to shoot instead of tapping the screen. Now, it makes sense to why it has been updated, but it's kind of weird for mobile players to actually be, using a button to shoot. Now, because of this, I was actually capable of easily cheesing mobile players with this new gun system. And it does feel a little more comfortable, and I was actually a big fan of this new gun system. Before the gun system was first introduced, I actually got stressed with a lot of people on mobile because tap to shoot was a thing, and I was not good at tap to shoot on mobile. So after the May update, they added this, and what you had to do was to press a button. And the September update of last year made it even better, as you no longer actually have to, tap every time like this, like I am tapping. Now you can just hold the button to simply shoot, which is very good. Previously, the AK-47, the revolver, if I'm not mistaken, the Uzi, and the rifle all actually had the automatic firing. But now, every weapon has the firing, except for snipers and flintlocks because they only have one magazine. So, this is pretty good for mobile players, but it's still pretty bad for some mobile players. Now, there are also some cons with the gun system on mobile, such as the lack of reloading by pressing the ammo button. I always requested this feature to be added, but it never got that much attention, and I didn't even bother using that feature anyway, since it didn't really matter on reloading, since it takes a while for me to reload, and basically it takes a little while just to reload a gun. So now let's talk about what happens if I reload. So if you are reloading, most people tend to hide from, the opposing team to avoid getting killed or arrested if you're a criminal. So that is a good advantage for, criminals and police officers that are fighting each other. Always hide when reloading to avoid getting killed easily, or just simply swap over to another gun. Now let's talk about, of course, a patch that was made this update, and that patch disappointed a lot of players that use shotguns, and I'll explain. So, I always loved using this technique back then, but EA successfully patched it in this update along with most other guns. So previously, when you go ahead and, lose all your ammo with the shotgun, you could just unequip it and you would actually get 5 ammo again. And unfortunately, as a result, the bug had to be patched due to overpopulation with the glitch, and it's now patched. So you now actually have to hold the gun in order for it to be reloaded. And of course, it does reset when the player unequips it, so you do always need to hold it, which is a downside. But it can still be resetted if a player equips or unequips an item by removing it or adding it to your inventory, which is a pretty good advantage that still works as of today. It works on every version, so you don't actually have to be on mobile to use this technique. So next is my accuracy. Now my accuracy in jailbreak is extremely high, and basically I pretty much miss 0 to none, as you can tell. Like, I miss little to no shots when I 1v1 someone. Now, of course, it's very easy to 1v1 someone in Jailbreak. All you have to do is to find someone you want to 1v1, and you'll be able to 1v1 with the person. Now for me, 1v1ing someone is a very big deal. And as you can see, I just hit that guy. And, I'm on mobile, so I'm actually able to, knock this person off like I did right there. And I don't have a problem with, killing cops, as you can tell. Like, I love actually killing police officers in Jailbreak. And the reason I do it is, number one, bounty, and number two, actually obtaining a key card if I don't have one in my inventory. So that's the two reasons why I actually go ahead and just fight cops. And also, another reason why is because I earned a bounty from the police officer after killing them, I'll be able to have an increase in paychecks every morning, which is around 5 in Jailbreak time. So that's why I actually, kill police officers, as you can tell. So yeah, now the most frequent weapons I use are like shotguns and snipers and flintlocks. Those weapons are really dead on the beat, the most overpowered I ever use. And you can see I just sniped that cop. It took me about 3 hits just to snipe that police officer. And now, as you can see, this police officer got stuck, and they're ready to bounce out. Now, of course, I don't like snipers in this game because the crosshairs are in the middle, which makes it a little challenging, but it's still a pretty piece of cake, as you can tell. Like, there you go. I just actually shot that guy, and I only missed 1 shot, so it was pretty good. That is a technique. Never be nervous. Just always feel confident in yourself, and just always get the shots. Just try your best to shoot, and hope for the best. Like, just miss it or get it proper. And in Jailbreak, most of the guns allow you to shoot for walls. This is like for flintlocks, but the most frequent weapon that does this is the sniper. The reason why the sniper is the best weapon for shooting for walls is because it has little to no tolerance in missing. So basically, the sniper's bullet is fast, and it has a very high chance of going for walls, as you can tell. Now, I can't show it in the purpose of this video, but if I did, it would be pretty easy. And I'm going to go ahead and kill him again. And yeah, it's a piece of cake to do it, and I don't have any problems with sniping people for walls. Now, let's talk about when someone is jumping. Now, I also don't have a problem with someone jumping because I actually have very powerful aim, and because of that, I can still actually snipe people even if they're jumping. All I had to do is to point directly at them, and I could just simply snipe. And there are no headshots in Jailbreak, so I can actually snipe at any body part of their, character, and they will still get sniped, which I think is pretty cool. Now, the only downside I have in mind is when I use low quality, it's very hard to see someone through a far, island, for instance, because the render distance is limited at low graphics. So I actually have to slightly increase just to see someone. Probably recommend putting at least 6 or 7 so you can actually see the person. Now, usually when I make videos, I use my graphics at 10, but if I don't, then most of the time my graphics are at 1 because of FPS. And yeah, that's the main reason why I actually, use low graphics whenever I don't make a video, but that's still something you need to point on. Increasing your FPS will most likely get you to win every time, and of course, it's a very big advantage when you're fighting. So now let's talk about my equipment. Now, I pretty much use almost every weapon in the game except for a few of them. Before the March update, I actually don't use the pistol because the pistol was not as powerful as this update. Now, the reason why I use the pistol in this update is because it now has a new sound if you have the SWAT Game Pass. So that's a very big advantage to avoid people knowing that the pistol was shot and just pretending that the pistol never got shot, and they'll be like, hacker, hacker. But apparently the pistol is not really mostly silent, but it's still a pretty good weapon to use. So that's why I use the pistol occasionally. And also, whenever I need to get my ammo back full, I just pick up the pistol just to get it back at full. So that's something I usually do. Now, what about the plasma pistol? I also use the plasma pistol, but the reason why I use it is because when cops use the force field to restore their health, I use it to make sure police officers don't actually, get full health. Another weapon I use that I don't frequently use is the C4s. The C4s, I use them because of the bank truck, but occasionally I actually rob the bank truck, but most of the time I don't actually use the C4, so you can ignore that one. And then we have the force field. I use the force field to restore health as a criminal, because most of the police officers in the server will most likely try to oof you, so that's why I use the force field. It's a pretty good thing for criminals, but you're more likely to get arrested or tased, because police officers can still tase you through the force field, which is the downside. And then we have the flintlock, and I already explained why I use the flintlock, so let's go on to the shotgun. The shotgun is probably my favorite weapon in the list, but due to the September update, the shotgun was greatly nerfed when it comes to its bullets, as its bullet spread is much more intense compared to the original versions. And also, back in the March update of last year, the shotgun's damage was greatly nerfed, though it was finally patched within a few days, because people complained that the shotgun was way less overpowered than it is today. Now, I only use the shotgun at close range, because long range, the shotgun barely does any damage. But still, the shotgun is a very good weapon to use. And then we have the rifle. The reason why I use the rifle is because it has better speed than the AK, although it deals less damage than the AK. But I still use the rifle, and I love the rifle. It's amazing. If I used the AK instead, it would just look pretty embarrassing. So that's why I use the rifle. And then the Uzi, you guys already know, I use the Uzi because of its really fast speed and deals more damage than the rifle. So yeah, that's why I use those weapons. Now, my least favorite of the weapons I use right now has to be either the C4 or the sword. And the reason I have the sword is because it allows me to increase the speed when lunging. So that's why I actually use the sword. But nevertheless, that's pretty much how I am a pro, and I pretty much practice every day jailbreak just to get better accuracy and better aim. And I also do the same in Arsenal, just not as much as jailbreak, because obviously Arsenal has a different system of guns, while jailbreak pretty much keeps the system same for a very long time. And I'm going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys enjoy it, leave a like and subscribe, because only 5% of my viewers are subscribed. And also hit the bell icon so you never have to miss a video. And as always, my name is Mr. Vince. Have a great day. And of course, I'll see you guys next time. There.